Today we're looking at the Horizon Report again. And just a reminder of what the Horizon Report is, it looks at upcoming technologies and the time frames that they'll become available for use in the classroom. This time, instead of looking at the upcoming technologies and adoption times, we're looking at issues and challenges that we may face with those upcoming technologies. The first technology adoption we want to look at is rethinking the roles of teachers. To find out what that is, let's take a look at this Powtoon.
Created using Powtoon.
Okay, so that showed us how teacher roles would be changing, but how does that affect the classroom? There are countless ways technology can be used in the classroom, and I'm sure we all know several of those. But one of the examples that really stands out to me is the flipped classroom, where students actually watch their lectures or their content material at home, and then when they get to school, they spend time doing what would normally be their homework. So their working problems are utilizing what they've learned, while the teacher goes around the classroom conversing with students and making sure they understand the content that they learned at home. Another technology adoption is rethinking how schools work. Innovative teaching is now probably the most favorable practice. So using project-based learning and challenge-based learning and the whole grade working together on projects and the whole school working together on projects, these are all ways that schools can work differently. One example of how this could be used in the classroom that the Horizon Report actually mentioned is not having a bell schedule, so that student learning doesn't have to be crammed into this tiny little box. So if they're still engaged and still learning something at the time when the subject is supposed to change, they don't have to cut it off right at that second, and they can continue their learning. The next technology adoption we want to look at is increasing focus on open content. We spoke about open content a little bit before, about how desirable it is to students to be able to access information that's instantaneous. Here's a video that describes open content a little bit further.
The era of open content. Anyone can simply read free books, watch free lectures from some of the best educators in the country, like Khan Academy. You're even welcome to repurpose some of these resources any way you want to arrange them that best suits your curriculum. So what are you waiting for? It's time for you to start in on the free sharing.
After watching that video, you can see that students would have unlimited access to endless information. So looking back at project-based learning, what if you gave your students the scenario that they were land developers and they had to develop a piece of land that was experiencing a lot of erosion? So while trying to solve this problem, they might think of different questions like, what types of dirt erode the fastest, or what types of weather cause the most erosion. And they could look up the answers to these questions and have that instantaneous knowledge. So they would learn a whole lot while trying to solve that one question. Take a look at some of the challenges that we face as we incorporate these technologies into the classroom. The first one we're going to look at is creating authentic learning opportunities. We've all heard students ask the question, when am I ever going to use this? We as instructors want to solve this disconnect with learning by creating situations that are real life scenarios. And the effects of being able to do that are making learning relevant to the student. We want them to learn and have a desire to know more and to know the answer because they're going to use this in their future careers and their future lives. Privacy concerns are another issue we want to make sure to look at when we incorporate technology in the classroom. To find out what these privacy concerns are, let's take a look at this short video.
Hello class, I am Mrs. Busybody and today we are talking about privacy concerns. One issue with so much technology in the classroom is student privacy. In order to produce a personalized lesson plan for individual students, we would have to store electronic content about that student and their academic levels. This is a concern for many parents and educational leaders as they search for a resolution.
So potentially, privacy concerns could be a big deal in education. However, I'm sure with the positive effects of having technology in the classroom, experts will find a way to keep content private and secure. The last challenge we're going to look at is integrating personalized learning. So what is this? We talked a little bit before about how your computer can look at your cookies and advertise specifically to you. And that's what this would be doing. It would be looking at your strengths and weaknesses as a student and creating a personalized lesson plan to help you get stronger and excel in the areas where you're already efficient. The effects of personalized learning would be that students would not fall so far behind because lesson plans would be mapped out for them so that they could keep up with the rest of the class. And it would also help in higher education because you could go back and review things that you might not have been so good at. Overall, I really enjoyed looking at the Horizon Report and the challenges and issues that we as educators might face in the future. Thank you.